And whether we really are conscious and everything. Here's Taylor Kveragas on consciousness.
Alright guys, so today I'm here to talk to you about consciousness. And let me just start by saying that I wouldn't be surprised if you left this room today being a little bit more confused about our mind than you were when you walked in. And that's okay, because consciousness, we don't know a lot about it. So we should probably start in the brain. After all, the brain is the control center for all sensation, nervous activity, and intelligence. So neuroscience has progressed a lot in recent years. As you can see from this diagram, there's a lot of things on here that I can't pronounce, but they don't really matter, because consciousness isn't all about rudimentary biology. And we also know a lot about consciousness on a microscopic level. Our brain is made of neurons, and neurons communicate with each other via electrical impulses. And those electrical impulses trigger chemical signals. And I guess when you look at it like this does make sense. This is how we have thoughts and sensations and our humanity. But what science can't explain is the bigger picture. It doesn't make sense how consciousness came from matter. I mean, this is kind of what our brain looks like to us on the higher levels of the organization of memory. We just simply don't know. So I see a parallel between the way that we look at consciousness and the way we look at the universe as a whole. Both we don't know a lot about. I mean, until recently, we thought that we knew what the universe is made out of. But it turns out that 96% of our universe is just dark matter and dark energy. And what's dark matter and dark energy? Virtually no one knows. So there's an idea that perhaps consciousness is intertwined with physical processes. And this is called biocentrism. And a lot of people think of the world as in consciousness is just a part of reality. It just comes along with the way that the world works. But really, consciousness controls reality, and I can prove this to you. We have 5 senses. And first of all, we only have 5. It's hard for us to imagine this, but it's likely that there are more ways to experience the universe than just these 5 ways of perceiving things. And not only that, but these 5 senses, they're in no way superior. We can tell this just by looking around at the other animals that inhabit the earth with us. You have certain kinds of flies who can see ultraviolet light, and you have certain kinds of snakes who can see infrared light. They can see both opposite ends of the spectrum that we can't. We can only see between 400 and 700 nanometers. That's not a lot. Also, there are bats that can use echolocation to track their prey. We can't do that either. You might argue that, well, those animals have evolved to perceive the world that way. And we haven't, because we're already the superior race. We don't need those senses to, capitalize on the world and stuff. But that's not what matters. It's the fact that we aren't as in touch with reality as they are. So truly, we aren't perceiving reality. We're just perceiving perceptions. We see the world through a lens. And the scary thing is we don't know just how clouded that lens is. Not only that, but you might notice I'm using a lot of pronouns like we and us and our. But we're not all in this together either. We are all seeing the world in a slightly different way. As you'll learn in Kyle's presentation after mine, my red may not be your red. We might be seeing colors differently. We might be hearing sounds differently, so on and so forth. And there's no way to completely convey your consciousness to someone else. I mean, we have language and we have actions. But those are only meager representations of what you're truly thinking. I mean, just when you learn about different languages, like I'm in Spanish right now, there are certain concepts in the Spanish language that don't exist in the English language, and it works the other way around too. No language is perfect. Also, do you really have control of your consciousness? I mean, I'm controlling what I'm saying right now, but I'm not controlling what I can recall. I'm not controlling my nerves. Well, I'm trying, but there's so much that we can't control about our minds. It seems like we're not the ones making all the decisions. So, my point is that there's such a mystery in our minds. And if we want to understand the greater picture, like the origins of the universe, what truly happens after death, and all those big questions, we have to start right here. So I want to leave you guys with an idea. Kind of a wild theory, but it kind of goes along with this. Maybe our mental thoughts, our consciousness, exists in a different realm than the physical world. Maybe they are in two different dimensions. This idea is gaining traction in the scientific world. There are other scientists like Stephen Hawking who think that there are more than like 8 other dimensions, but I'm not going to go into that right now. And what does this bring up? This brings up the possibility of afterlife. Once our physical world halts, once we die, and our brain stops working, maybe we live on because we also exist in a conscious world. So, truly, here comes SpongeBob again. If we want to know more about the world around us, we have to start here, and we have to be mindful of our minds. Thank you.